How's it going, people? My name is Mitchell Mills, or Mitch Mills. I'm 21 and we are making a comeback with the whiteboard videos. Now, this video is about your current situation is due from your past habits and systems. Accidentally rubbed that out. Now, we're going to separate this into the positive side, health and wealth, and the negative sides, unhealthy and broke. Now let's touch on to the positive sides first. Now, I selected some basically the non-negotiables for both sides, to where you're either going to be matching up to the positive or the negative. You will know if your life needs a change, or if you're doing okay and you're on the good side of life. You know, if you're in control, you'll know if you match up to these things. So let's just go with the positive side first. Good sleep routine. If you've got a good sleep routine, I'd say anywhere between 9 p.m. to, let's say, 6 a.m. sorry. If you're waking up during that time, you've got a good sleep routine. Yeah, you go to sleep by 9 p.m, 10, 11 the latest. You know, maybe if you've been busy, you've got reasons to be up late, then yeah, 11, a bit later is okay, fair enough. You can't always get perfect sleep, it's just how it is. But if you're up all night doom scrolling and doing fuck all but watching movies and everything, you got to change that, you know. Now, I didn't always have the best sleep routine. Like, my sleep routine was awful. But now, because I'm up every day early and I'm working hard each day, I'm always staying fit, doing shit which is, you know, towards the end of the day my energy goes down. So I struggle to be up any later than 11, 12 p.m. now. Whereas I used to be up to like 3, 4 in the morning, sometimes even later. You know, I'll do all-nighters. It wasn't good. But anyway. So, next is journal. If you journal every day, in the morning and the night, you'll know you're doing good. And you'll feel like you're doing good. And like I said, you'll know you're doing good because you can look back in your journal and see whether you've done good or bad. And just that itself, the fact that you're able to do that is good, you know. You're literally documenting your life at that point, where you can easily just look back at a few days and see what you've messed up on, what you could have done better, what you've done good. And I'll tell you something, not just journaling, well, with journal, and if you set tasks for the day in that journal. So let's say, I'll show you mine. This is my journal, and on here, see if I can show you, on here, you can see that that's me writing, that's just the morning, and then these are my tasks. This video is one of my tasks, so once I've done this, I can go tick it off. And when you're able to tick off all your tasks of the day, it's a good feeling. You know, I don't know if you do it. If you do it, then you'll know. If you haven't done it yet, you'll find out. Because you just being able to tick those tasks off, it gives you a little bit of a dopamine hit. I can't lie, because you know that it's something good. You're doing something good. But anyway, so on to the next. Read at least 15 minutes a day. Morning/night. Sometimes if you can't read in the morning, you can read at the night. And obviously, opposite. If you do this, you'll notice effects also. You'll notice that you feel a bit smarter. You feel more precise in the way you're thinking. You know, your reading speed goes up. Altogether, if you do this every day for at least 30 days, you're going to feel better in many different areas of life. Plus, if you do this, it already separates you from for majority of people, because especially now with phones, 80% of the world probably don't even read anymore, you know, whereas that was our main source of information, entertainment. The books used to be our old phone, but now phone's taken over, and because everyone's on their phone, it can lead to many of these things, many of these bad things also, you know, like bad sleep routine. It did with me because of the blue light. But so positive, manages his vices, has control. Now we all have a vice, you know, we all have a vice. I have vices, I have a vape, and I have snus, you know, nicotine. But if you do have vices, where most people do, it's okay to have them as long as you control it and it doesn't control you. See, let's go back a few years. I was very addicted to weed, very addicted to cocaine, you know, and I let that shit control me. That whole drug thing, I let control me, I didn't control it. And if you let it control you, it will fucking control you and destroy you until you give it up. Too many people smoke weed now, drink, and everything. You can see some people get on in life, and that's because they control their vices. But I'd say with certain vices, you're better off just not doing, like weed. In my case, if you're anything like me, you can't smoke it because it just makes you too lazy, makes you think too in depth. You know, it's just better if you're without it. You can get further in life without it. Some people can do it, and that's fine. But you got to realise if you are going to smoke this, if you can actually smoke it. Because some people do it when they shouldn't be doing it. But yeah. So, next, eats a whole food diet. Manages goy slot. AKA processed food. We'll correct that. Now, like I said, it's sort of like the vices. If you eat quite well, but you have the occasional, you know, processed food or shit food, you can do okay with that as long as you're not doing it over the top, you know. Sometimes we do have binges, but once again, you've got to control it. If you don't control it, it's going to control you, it's going to make you fat and so on. It's too easy. In my case, I have a fast metabolism, so I have really fast metabolism. So I fail to put on weight, you know. So in my case, all it's doing to me is just making me really unhealthy, slow, giving me brain fog, you know. But it don't just make you fat, this food. It adds to a lot of negative effects. It's poison. You should know that by now, you know. Now we've got two more for the positive side, and then we're going to go to the negative side. I thought I'd do the positive side first, so you know what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, you know. But you're going to find out anyway. If you match to any of these, you're going to find out. So, focuses day by day equals on the daily, lives in the present moment. Now this is a key thing for if you know someone's going to be successful or not. If they focus on the day, say like this with my journal, I'm setting each task. All these tasks is for the day. I'm not setting any tasks for the week or for the month because I can't control that. I don't know what's going to happen today, tomorrow, you know, the next day, next week. It's unpredictable. The only thing that you can predict is what's going to happen today, and that's by your actions, and that's it. But even then, anything can happen. So you've got to just do your tasks for the day and try to control your day the most you can. But sometimes the universe has weird ways of working out. Now, has a relationship with God. Now, to me, God is Jesus Christ. To other people, maybe different. But if you don't have a relationship with God, you can see all these people that don't, that live a sinful life, you know, whether they're an atheist or a Satanist, you can see what their lifestyle is like. You can look at all these people that preach Jesus, look at their life, and then look at all these other people's lives. And you can see who seems healthier, smarter, higher IQ, more successful, you know, less controlled by society. And that's this side. The side of Jesus, you know, of God. The other side, if you're anything like if you think anything like me, you can see all, you know, all this LGBTQ shit with Jews, you know, all the gay shit nowadays, just how sinful the world is, OnlyFans, you know, how much all this shit is accepted. You can just tell that is with the people without God in their life, you know. This religion is the religion of soldiers and the religion of people which are trying to better themselves. If you're trying to better yourself, you're on a good path for life. And that's what this whole positive side is about. Like this man. You can be like this man with weights. I didn't really know what else to put, to be honest. This one was pretty easy, but this one, it's more difficult to write, to like draw stuff for him. Like, you know, I could have done a book, a car, it just would have took longer. Weights is good enough for now. You know, I'll get better at the drawings. But yeah, that is the positive side done. Yeah, done. Now on to the negative side. Now, negative side, the unhealthy and broke lifestyle. The habits and systems of the unhealthy and broke person. Now, like this, it's going to sort of match up, but it's the opposite, you know. So, bad sleep routine, random times. If this was me, this is probably you. If it wasn't, yeah, you've got one thing on that side. But if you go to sleep at any random time, you don't have a set time to go to sleep at night, or, you know, sometimes some people don't do that. I think you should, if you struggle, at least, you should set a timer to go to sleep and wake up. Both. I do both. You know, I've got a timer that tells me to go to sleep at half nine and 10, and the timer that tells me to wake up at 5:30 a.m. It wasn't always like that. I'd just be random. I'd wake up really late. You know, I'd go to sleep at like 4 in the morning, wake up at like 2 in the afternoon. Most of my days are already gone. It's fucking awful when it's like that. I hated it, because especially when you're quite dedicated to, you know, doing whatever, trying to become successful, and you're wasting most of your day, your important hours, your character building hours, you're wasting it just because you can't control yourself the night before. You know, it's poor. It's a negative lifestyle choice. You know, if you have insomnia, which I did, you can change it. You know, you don't need drugs to change it. You just need the right systems in place, the right habits. It's like that. You know. So, second, doesn't track the days/weeks, living on autopilot. So many people live in autopilot. They're not tracking anything of their days and weeks. Just like I said with this, journal every day. That's what I mean by tracking. They have they're not conscious of how their days actually go by, what they've done yesterday. You know, most people can't even tell you what they fucking made for dinner yesterday, or 3 things that they did yesterday which were good, that actually helped them. You know, if anything, if you ask someone, oh, what did you do on a weekend? Not much. You know, if you ask a successful person what they do in the week, what they did in the weekend, they can either look in their journal and just show you. You'll be like, oh, fuck it up, fair enough. Or they can just tell you, because they can remember what's in the journal. Well, oh yeah, did this, got that done, which I've had in my mind to do for a while, finally got it done, It's a lot better. It's so much a cleaner lifestyle to live. Now, has zero purpose. This is the third one. Has zero purpose plans set for the day. Sort of like this one. They have no way of moving in their days. Nothing set, you know. A lot of people don't make any plans until they're doing something like going on holiday, you know, or going out on a trip or something. Apart from that, they don't make any plans in their life. They only make plans when they want to have fun, not when they want to better themselves. And that is sad. It's understandable to some, but it's sad, you know. I just realised it's now sunny outside, which it wasn't, and now we're sort of made a shadow, which is a bit annoying, but hey, good lighting. Just halfway. But yeah. So, and the fourth one, hasn't read anything apart from on phone. Most people, like I said, they haven't read a book in years, probably since school. The only thing they've read is stuff on their phone, and that's probably just fucking goy slop, you know, bullshit. It's, you can easily predict people nowadays, you know. 5, addicted devices which has control over you or over them, may have control over you, etc. Weed, alcohol, drugs, gaming, porn. Obviously there's many others. These are the most well known, you know, and the most common nowadays. Like, most people, there is a lot of people out there that don't even do drugs. Fair enough to them. I've always had respect to those people. But then you'll look at their lives, and some of them are still lazy, spend most of their hours outside work, gaming, wasting time on a character, which they could just be, it's going to sound stereotypical, but it could just, instead of them leveling up a random character on a fucking fictional game, they could be leveling up their self in any way. For me, for an example, I'm leveling up my speaking skills right now. No, I haven't always had the best talking skills, like I'm showing you now. But me doing this is me training that. You know, I could be playing Xbox right now. Well, I couldn't because I sold it. But you get my point. You know, porn is one of those things a lot of us men struggle with now because it's so accessible. All you got to do is search on your phone 2 minutes, and then bam, you're looking at all demonic shit. It's too easy, bro. It's way too easy. Now the next one, eats anything, no management, orders fast food daily and weekly. Now my best friend struggles with this. You know, a lot of people can't afford to have fast food daily. But if you do have a bit of money, that you can fall into that. And it is not a good way to live, man. It's not. It's terrible. You can't be eating fast food through your whole diet. I know someone that does it, and you can't be doing that. You know, you just can't. It's easy to do when you're stuck in that lifestyle. But if you was to actually stop doing it and look back on it, you'd be like, fucking hell. No wonder I was feeling so mentally slow and so lazy, you know, wanting to do other things like smoke weed, when the stuff you're putting into your body, your fuel, is disgusting. It's terrible. It's quite obvious, but obviously you only really notice these things once you stop doing it and you're out of that. You know, you've replaced your systems and habits. So, next one, lives in the past/future instead of the present moment. I've been very guilty of this, you know. This falls in with mental masturbation, where you see yourself going somewhere and you can't help but think about all the things you can achieve in your future, you know, your goals and so on. All the stuff you've done in the past that you wish you didn't do. You're stuck in both of these time frames where you can't change it. The future you can change, but the only way you're going to change the future is if you're in the present moment and you're changing the present moment. You're in the present, changing that. That's the only way you're going to change this. You can't manifest it. You can't just change your future just by thinking, you know. Manifesting. That's not how it works. Manifesting is thinking about certain life choices and making those life choices, which is then going to manifest into your future. You can't just picture it in your mind and then it comes your way. That only happens with action. You know? Yeah, when you get the right systems and habits in place, it can sort of come your way, but that's only because you're noticing those opportunities more, because you're doing the correct things, the correct actions, which are then therefore taking you closer to those situations, you know. And the universe respects that from people that do that, because then the universe will actually give you what you desire. So we're almost done with this video, but last one. Treats himself like his own God, is in denial of God. Like I said with this, instead of having a relationship with God, people are atheists. They don't focus on their faith. You know, there's too many people out there, and they wonder about why their life is shit. They wonder why they've got to depend on so much medication. You know, they eat all this shitty food. They're surrounded by terrible people. Because of this, mate. Because of this. You know, you may agree with me, you may disagree with me, but all that matters is this ain't me. That's all I'm going to say. You know, that's all I'm going to say. But I'd say in today's world, if you ain't got God in your life, one, you're part of the problem, and two, mate, you're just going to struggle. I mean, now we are controlled by evil. If you haven't noticed, after the Epstein files, all that stuff now, we are controlled by evil. So why join the evil side and be controlled by that side? You want to be controlled or control this side of life, and you'll be sweet, mate. You'll be sweet. You won't be fat. You won't be constantly smoking weed to cope in your life. You won't be drinking all the time. Yeah, you can have a beer every now and then. I like a beer every now and then. You can't have it all the time. Nah. You know, I learned that also. You can't. You can't smoke weed all the time. I can't smoke weed anyway. But you can't drink beer. You can't drink beer all the time. It's just going to fuck you up, mate. It's just going to make you, you know, slack in life when it's unneeded. But anyway, this is one of many whiteboard videos. I'm going to try to do some fancy editing, do whatever. Of course, I'm on my fucking workout bench at the minute. I was trying to get this stuck on the wall, but I haven't got any like, what's that, tape, contact tape, whatever it's called. I was trying to use blue tack. That wasn't going to work. You know, that was never going to work. Didn't work. So I ended up, after trial and error, putting this on and just using the fucking workout bench. It's going to have to do for now. I'm glad I actually got this done, because I got close to just being like, oh, I'll wait to do this video tomorrow. I'll just leave this on my whiteboard, get it done tomorrow once I've got the tape and it's on the wall. But no, I can do another video tomorrow. Today I just had to compromise. Today I've done the video, and all I had to do was just let you see this for the first time. Next time, or maybe the next time after that, if I feel like making another one before I get this on the wall, then it'll look cleaner. But for now, yeah, it's alright. If I really wanted to, I could sit on here, bend point, but I just don't like standing. But anyway, here it is, done and dusted.